happy Monday, happy love week, and welcome to Power Talk. I'm your host, Adrienne, and we've got a wonderful show on tap. Sorry that we've had to start over again. I pulled one of my DNA activation cards to kind of clear the energy on this. This card is Resurrection. You now have the ability to recreate life at all levels through your thought, through your breath, and through your intent. So let's activate Resurrection now. And my guest today is Tamra Oviatt. Tamra is the founder of Sacred Activations, which is a seventh plane energetic modality. And she's also the author of the international bestseller, Sacred Activations, Essential Sacred Activations to Expand Your Gifts Beyond Mastery. She's also got 2 more books that will be released very soon. She's an energy worker, a speaker, and she trains advanced energy workers to use sacred activations in their personal practices. So welcome, Tamra.
Thank you. So happy to be here with you.
Great. So Tamra, how did you first realize that you were a healer? And second, how did you find out about these sacred activations that you do?
Well, when I was 18, I had this cat that was really ill, and she was blown up like a football, and she was a skinny kitty. And I was taking her to the vet doing x-rays, blood tests, and we couldn't find out what was wrong with her. And she was very lethargic. She just laid there. And so we ran out of options. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was going to lose my kitty. And then I heard, Tamra, put your hands on her and pray. So I did. And then I went to bed. Didn't think anything else of it. And next morning I woke up and it looked like she was never sick at all. She was skinny again. All the swelling was gone and her energy level was completely back. And it kind of blew me away. And I didn't share that with hardly anybody except my grandmother. And I could always do things, but I never understood it, never went into it. Mm-hmm. And in the very late 90s, I was divorced with 2 little kids and had a successful business. And I kept hearing, this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be a healer. And I heard it over and over and over and over and over again, So I finally said, okay, show me what to do. So then I started doing different trainings. I started with hypnosis and NLP and quantum energetics and doing different things. And then I did theta healing and I kept hearing, I was teaching angel classes, and I kept hearing every time I would invest in these trainings, this is for your training, not what you're going to be doing. And in 2011, I got to tell you, I was extremely frustrated and very broke. And I started talking to this guy I met on Facebook, and we started Skyping, and he lived in England. And Tamra, come over here. I want to marry you. So I thought, okay, maybe this is where I'm supposed to start my business, is do it over there. I had all these certifications, And so I went over there to meet him, and I was there, and I went for a walk one morning going, what the hell am I doing here? He was definitely not my soulmate. Very nice man, but not my soulmate. And when I screamed that, I very clearly heard back that I had to go to the Rosalind Chapel in Scotland. So I went back to his house, told him what I heard. His friend, who was very much into spirituality and a writer and everything, told me that that's supposed to activate your 12 strands of DNA. I thought, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. And then I heard Spirit tell me that I was supposed to contact one of my clients in Scotland, who I'd never met. We just worked online, and have her meet me at the church. So I did. So 2 days later, we're sitting in the church and the Rosalind Chapel. And I connected how I was taught in theta healing in the 7th plane. I said, okay, creator of all that is, I'm here. And when I said that, I heard to go to the 6th plane, which is taught that it's the Akashic records and the laws of the universe. So I went into the 6th plane, and there was this being standing there, and I'm like, okay, who are you? What do you want? And he's all, I'm Lord Metatron, and I'm here to assist you. And I didn't know who Lord Metatron was. And I used to teach angel classes. So I started receiving this swirling energy into the top of my head, and it was followed up by these golden seals. And our heads hurt. We were dizzy. You know, it went on for quite a while. And when she was driving me back to my bus stop, I heard, you're now crystalline and to give these to others. So when I went back to my B&B, I got on Skype and I was contacting all my friends. Guess what just happened? You want it? You know? So I started activating all my friends, and I noticed the golden seals did not follow through when I was activating my friends. And I asked Spirit later, and they said that this was for people that were to do the work and to offer the work to others. And this is the protection on sacred activations. So I went, okay. And so this 3-week trip to England, I knew when I got back to his house that I wasn't supposed to leave. Well, and plus I didn't even have a place to live anymore. You know, I'd thrown everything in storage. My oldest son was living with my sister and to finish school, and he was getting ready to graduate from high school. And I ended up staying in Europe for 8 months and traveling around. And it's funny because I Facebooked a friend and I'm all, hey, I'm here. I don't know where to stay. And I'm on a major budget. He's all, my girlfriend and I just got a flat. Come join us. So I went and joined them. And then I ended up, I sent out an email, and another client of mine from California says, I'm in England. You know, give me your number. So I called him. We did a session. He invited me to go to Spain. And so I went to Spain with him, and then joined him and his wife back in England. And then I went off to Italy. But this whole 8 months, I was writing my first book, which I have not published yet. It was really about those 8 months in Europe. And it's called Learning to Listen to God. And the experience there and the learning and the teachings that they taught me were just absolutely amazing and life-changing for me, truly. And so that's where Sacred Activations was born. I was in Italy, and I'm there all by myself in a country where I don't speak the language, no car, in this apartment right by the sea, which was incredible. You know, I said, okay, Creator, what do I call this? And I heard Sacred Activations. I said, okay. And then I started working with the Galactic Federation, and that all kind of freaked me out. And then they started teaching me how to work with the collective consciousness and how we're plugged into like these different group consciousnesses, and how to actually disconnect yourself from that group consciousness so you're no longer running that program, which was truly just amazing, because there was things I worked on all my life, you know, shifting. And then after the Sacred Activations and learning to work with the collective consciousness, that's when those things started changing.
Wow.
And disconnecting. So it's been quite a journey. We're on to 5 years here in just a couple months. There's over 300 practitioners worldwide, and there's teachers and now master teachers, and we have 9 different classes. It's just absolutely amazing. And it's all been God-driven, spirit-driven, whatever you want to call this amazing energy that runs through every single one of us. And
wow.
It's been quite a journey.
And your website is sacredactivations.com, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can go find out more about this at her website. Well, it's really interesting. You know, I knew as soon as I heard from your COO about booking you on the show, I resonated immediately. I didn't really know why. I had never heard of you before, didn't know anything about you, but it was like, oh, got to have her on my show. Well, now I get it. Because I too was called to go to Roslyn Chapel for.
Were you really?
Why? You know, and
That's
basically,
funny.
you know, it was one of those pivotal times in my life, and Metatron is one of my teachers.
Oh, how funny! So Metatron set this up, did he?
Apparently, yeah. Thank you, Big M.
Here he is. This is really funny. I've got a statue of him sitting here.
Cool. Love it. Love it.
But you want to see my painting of Metatron?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is my painting of him.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's so cute. I love him.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I would call him cute. If you've ever had him pointing his finger at you, telling you, don't do that again, he doesn't look very cute when he's correcting you.
Yeah, he's really amazing, very powerful, just absolutely incredible teacher. It's been such a fun journey with him.
Well, I know that all of our viewers and listeners want to experience your work. So talk a little bit about the sacred activations, how they work, and then if you could share that with us, that would be great.
Absolutely. When some of the sacred activations actually activate your sacred geometry in your body, they fix your lines. Mm-hmm. They fix what's broken.
Right.
And those activations I give away free on my website.
Okay.
One's called the Lord Metatron. First activation I received activates your 12 strands of DNA. And then there's the Moses codes, which activate your tree of life. And I got those from Moses. So he was the second being I saw. And, there was Lord Metatron. I went to connect and there was two beings. And I'm like, all right, who are you? And he's all, I'm Moses. And I'm all, Moses who? Moses would talk to me. Are you kidding me? I had no idea. So it was very interesting and fun, but that'll activate your tree of life. I didn't even know what sacred geometry really was when I started doing this work.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine handed me this book, The Secrets of the Flower of Life. And I opened it up to the tree of life. I went, oh my God, I'm doing this.
Oh my God, that's another synchronicity, because when I got opened up before I received my work Inner Speak, I was awakened in the middle of the night by a man's voice, and he basically gave me a download of sacred geometry. I didn't know what it was. I was sitting in my bed, looking at these, like a PowerPoint presentation of blueprints. And so I told one of my teachers about that, and she pulled out that book, the Flower of Life book, and she said, well, did it look like this? And I was like, well, it was that one, and it was that one. And I was flipping through Drunvalo's book, and I had been shown all of that stuff in the middle of the night, and so, another synchronicity, girl.
I know. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
It's like, wow. So a couple of those I give away free on my website because I think everybody should do them.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really helps line you up with the flow, and it's just different thought patterns and belief systems and things we're plugged into that can break those up. And so then we're not in the flow, but we really should be totally connected with this pure line of energy flowing into Mother Earth and flowing up to the central sun or whatever you connect to. But I was told, because I used to always connect to the seventh plane as I was taught in theta healing, but I was told to connect into the central sun because that's our father energy and it's much easier to hold. So so that's what I do now. And so when I do healings or anything else like that, a lot of times I'll go into the heart chakra of the central sun to run the energy. And it's just so much more powerful than trying to do it yourself, because we're really not doing it anyways. We're just the vessels of bringing this information in, and I feel very lucky to be doing this work and be able to bring this through to people and to help people shift their lives. I mean, wow, what an honor, and it's, for so many years, it's like, well, it's like, why me, but thank God. Yeah. Thank you. Because I get to play, I get to travel, and they're always sending me somewhere. I just got back from Mexico, and oh my God, what a trip that was. Absolutely amazing. Oh, the energy there is just off the charts. I was in, how do I know the name of it? In San Sebastian, where the sun and the moon temple are. And there's all these temples around the town that haven't been excavated yet.
Wow.
And so I hired this guide that I'd met in September to hang out with me for 10 days. So every day I was with him and we were doing things. And we're just in this like field, just cactus everywhere and stuff. And the energy in this field was like, oh my God. And he says, we're on top of a temple that hasn't been excavated.
Cool.
Yeah, it was just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I want to bring a root back there, but first I got to bring him to England.
There you go.
That's like, oh my God.
So can you share one of your activations with our viewers and our listeners, please?
Can we do 2?
Sure.
Okay. So you guys, the first ones, they're free on my website, sacredactivations.com. I think on the right-hand side, it says get 3 free activations right there. Just put your name and email address in, and you'll get a download for activations that are going to activate your sacred geometry. So let's do some other ones that you can't get free on my website.
Okay.
That would cost you. One of them is called the Eyes Have It. And then another one we want to do around money. So I want to do caste system money. Caste system money is some people think they're too cool and people are below them if they don't make as much money as them. And some people look at people that make a lot of money and they don't feel as good as them because they're not making that kind of money. So therefore they hold themselves down. So it's really about being able to be comfortable with anybody, if they're super rich or super poor.
Okay.
And I grew up kind of poor, so people that made a lot of money, I never felt good enough around them. Well, now I hang out with millionaires, and certainly I am not one of them, but I feel comfortable. I don't feel like they're better than me. And I can go hang out with a janitor and not feel he's below me. We're all equal. So This will help even out that equal ground so that you can start creating money. Now, there's more than one money activation. But this is going to do one part of that for you.
Okay.
So that's caste system money. And then I'm going to do the Eyes Have It. And so the only thing you need to do is just allow the energy and allow your thoughts to go wherever they go. And I'm going to walk you through this first part. We're going to do future and past lives and current lives. So we're going to do your whole timeline. And then we're going to bring this energy through your genetics. And then we're going to disconnect you from the collective consciousness belief systems around that. Because look at caste system family. I mean, how much energy is in that?
Right.
Or caste system money, excuse me. How much energy is in that? Who's better? And so much. So we want to release you from that so you're not running those belief systems. And then the Eyes Have It is really about being able to see, about being present, being able to see the future and focus on the now. And we want to do a healing on Jean's eye because she had an accident. So I'm going to do some special healing after that with you. Is that okay?
Sure.
And anybody else that's listening, if they have anything going on in their body, they can also enjoy that energy to clear whatever's going on with them. So let's do caste system family. And I mean, family, why do I keep saying that? Caste system money. And because there's 2 caste systems here. Well, there's more, but anyways, let's focus on that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be silent, okay? To allow you to have your process. So here we go.
All right.
So caste system money. So anytime you felt belittled because you weren't at the same level as somebody else with money, so release that. Okay, we're bringing this through your DNA. Okay, now bringing this through the collective consciousness, subconsciousness, unconsciousness, whatever you want to call it. Because remember, we're all one, so we also need to clear this belief system, which will also help thousands of people all over the world do the same thing. Okay, we're now going to do the activation. The ayes have it. And Jean, if you could just bring your energy into, or the thought into, your accident.
Okay.
Okay. Just connecting to Mother Earth and to allow the energy. The cool thing about sacred activations is you don't have to dig or find bottom beliefs or see what's going on or why. It just starts clearing it. And if it's something you need to remember, it's going to bring it up for you. Sometimes you get a little emotional after receiving sacred activations. And that's your stuff coming up and clearing. It's not the sacred activations doing it to you. It's your own stuff. So, but it clears.
That's interesting. I was wondering what that was all about because, you know, sometimes I'll have tears come out of the injured eye, but I've also got tears coming out of my good eye. So I was wondering why that was.
They're both good.
Yeah, they're great. They're great eyes.
They're beautiful eyes.
I have an amazing body that's healing herself.
That's right.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
you're welcome. So the energy keeps running.
Okay.
And when you get an activation off the website, they're about 10 to 15 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not this short. But the energy continues to run. And, you know, listen to it a couple times and I'll keep bringing stuff up. And it's just, it keeps clearing you until it's completely gone. And then it just doesn't even come back.
Wow. That's
so once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. Nothing to remember.
Listeners and viewers, sacredactivations.com. Well, this has been really interesting, Tamra. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. I really appreciate the extra work that you did on my eye. So that's phenomenal. And viewers, don't forget to, if you've not already taken the Reconnecting Soul 142 DNA Activations workshop, It's 9 movies, 9-hour-long activation movies that you can get off of my website on the classes page. And next week, my guest is going to be Lumari. She's an intuitive, and she is about to embark on an amazing free telesummit. She'll tell you all about it next Monday. So join us then. And until then, remember, people who take responsibility for their lives create the reality they desire. Until then, ciao.